Hello, my name is Erica J. Holston. I am a certified and relationship coach. I'm so excited that you are here today. Basically, I help women, professional, and entrepreneurs reach their dating and relationship goals. So, we have a wonderful subject that we are going to speak about today. And what we're going to speak about are three ways to overcome your relationship breakup because I know that it can be very difficult to overcome a relationship breakup, especially if you guys were together for 2, 3, 4, or maybe even 5 years, and you can be saying to yourself, like, I had really wanted this relationship to work, but it just seemed like it did not work. And because it didn't work, you can be sad, you can be frustrated that it didn't work out the way that you wanted it to. And so when I help my clients, we talk about how they can heal from that relationship breakup, because relationship breakups are definitely hard, but you can definitely overcome it. So, here are some of the top reasons why women and men actually break up. So, it can be a relationship or it can even be a marriage. So, you can actually have experienced the guy lying to you, he could have cheated on you, he could have been putting other people before you, and you felt like you weren't his priority, and you could have wanted to get married. But because he wasn't making you a priority, you were possibly thinking to yourself, how can I actually get married to you if you aren't willing to make me a priority? And I know as a woman, like, it is just so important to know that you will be valued. And as a woman, you definitely should know if you are going to be valued in the relationship and in a future marriage. So if this was your situation, like, I totally get it. And then also too, you could have felt like he wasn't going to commit to you fully. Maybe, he had a previous relationship breakup and you felt like you were just tug and warring between the other woman and your previous relationship. And because of that, you could think to yourself, like, he's not going to fully give me his heart, he's not actually going to fully commit to me. And as a woman, you definitely want to know that a man wants to commit to you. You want to know that he is going to be there for you, and that you can also too be there for him. And then also too is that, maybe you felt like the more you look down the line, your timeline, as far as like how things were going, how you were connecting, the intimacy, how you were actually building trust, how you were communicating to each other. Maybe you felt like for the long haul that this guy was not marriage material. And because he wasn't marriage material, this could have led you to possibly break up with him. And, I've helped professional and entrepreneur women to overcome their relationship breakups. And here are, some of the top reasons. So I get it. I've had my own personal relationship experiences, and I want you to know is that I am right there with you. So, whatever the reason for the breakup, it can definitely be difficult. And I want to say this before we get into it, because by the end of this video, you are definitely going to have 3 actionable steps, things that you can actually do. But before we get there, I want to talk about that, a relationship breakup can actually make you go through the grieving process. So it's like the denial, like, did we really break up? Being upset, being in shock that you actually broke up. I mean, you can actually go through like the whole grieving process. So I want you to know that it's okay to grieve the relationship. It's okay to feel the way that you do. But even though you feel the way that you do, that you don't have to stay there as a woman. Like you can actually move on from that relationship and move at your own pace, but don't become stuck. And if you do become stuck, a lot of women become bitter, a lot of women become angry, and a lot of women don't move on past that relationship breakup. But if you want to get married, if you want a long term fulfilling relationship, you definitely need to take the steps that you should in order for you to overcome this relationship breakup. So let's go ahead and get right into the 3 tips that I have for you how to overcome your relationship breakup quickly. So number 1 is that you have to get rid of the things that he purchased for you. And here's the reason why. If he bought you a coat, if he bought you a bag, if he bought you like some of your favorite figurines, if he bought you whatever it is that he bought you, if you don't get rid of those things, you can have those moments. I remember when. Right? It's like when you look at, that shirt, you think to yourself, I remember when we went to the store and he bought me this, or I remember when he surprised me with this, and that can make you have an emotional trigger. So if you get rid of the things that he has purchased for you, that you won't have as many emotional triggers, and the less emotional triggers that you have, the more that you'll speed up the process of you overcoming your ex. And some people believe that you can keep everything that, he bought you, and you can, just keep them as, things to remember him by. But the truth is that if you keep those things, it is a memory captivated, and it can make you just go down memory lane. And if you want to move on from him, if you want to welcome in a new Mr. Right, or you want to welcome in a husband material man, you'll have to get rid of those things because you don't want to keep in a time capsule of old memories, but you want to look forward to creating new memories with a man who is willing to treat you right, with a man who wants to marry you, with a man who would be willing to do whatever it is that you desire to do. So it could be a career goal, it could be your entrepreneurship, it can be starting a family, like it can be like all of these things. So don't become stuck by thinking about everything that he bought you, or just thinking like, oh, I have this memorabilia. Like, no, like if you have the courage to get rid of the things that he bought you, and to give yourself permission to move on from the relationship by getting rid of those things. So it can either be you donate those things, or you give them to someone that you really believe can use that you'll definitely be happier. And you will also actually feel better about moving on from the relationship. And you might not feel like it right now, but I want to share with you that it is so true, because for myself, this is something that I did, and it really helped me to overcome this. And the ladies that I help, like, they understand this powerful principle. So if you just start off with one, maybe if you even start off with a few things, that can actually help you, because I know that you want to overcome this relationship breakup. So let's go ahead and get into number two is that you are definitely going to have the urge to call him because it's like we have some unresolved things that I want to talk about. Like you can possibly feel like, this is weighing in too heavy on me. And the only person that I can talk to is him. The only person that knows possibly how I feel is him. And you can want to have that emotional connection just to take out your anger or your frustration. But the more that you think about calling him, and let's say that you do call him and that issue doesn't get resolved, that you can feel like that call was actually unproductive, right? And you are going to have the feelings of sadness, disappointed, frustrated, angry. Like you're going to feel those things and you're going to possibly think about him often and you're going to want to call him. But, sis, I want you to know that it is okay not to call him. And I'm going to give you some actionable steps that you can actually take if you desire to call him. So let's get into that piece. Number one is that if you want to call him, identify the reason why you want to call him. Is it to vent? Is it to actually work through some things? Is it to, what is it? Like, what is it? Like, what is the point in you actually talking to him? So once you're able to identify that, then hold that in your mind. Number two, actually, say to yourself, what do you feel? Do you feel angry? Do you feel frustrated? Do you feel disappointed that things didn't work out? And then number three, ask yourself, like, as you reflect, like, is this conversation going to benefit us? Because if the conversation wasn't able to be resolved in your relationship, guess what? It's not going to be resolved after the fact. And I know that's a hard truth. And I have had to experience this hard truth. And I have actually supported my entrepreneur as well as female clients when it comes to embracing this hard truth. But if you are willing to move on from this relationship, you are definitely, number one, going to have to acknowledge. Number two, think about what good is going to come out of this conversation. But also, two, number three, give yourself permission to let go. Give yourself permission to release that stress. So, when you work out, is that a form of releasing stress? When you journal, is that a form of releasing stress? When you call one of your good best girlfriends, is that a form of releasing stress? So if it's just to vent, like release that stress with your best girlfriend and just tell her like how you feel or whatever it is that you need to do to release that. Go ahead and do those things. And if you take those steps, that it's going to help you to release and let go, but you're not actually going to call him. So please don't call him, but find a different way that you can release that stress, or find a different way by becoming busy until that urge passes. Number three is that change your social media picture. So if he's all on all of your social media platforms, take those pictures down, change your profile picture, and actually start to move on. This is like an emotional cleansing step that you are moving towards the right direction, and put up a new picture. And if you have some pictures in your home, reminding him, reminding you about, where you went on vacation or the things that you used to do, take those pictures down. So I hope that these three steps have actually helped you to move on from your previous relationship breakup. If you need any assistance when it comes to overcoming this, I do have the Honey Love Healing Coaching Program where I'm helping power females, professionals, and entrepreneurs overcome their relationship breakups in order for them to welcome Mr. Right. And if you want to know more information by me, please Look in the comment section and you'll be able to see more information and you can set up a complimentary session. So I hope you have an amazing day and I'll talk to you soon. Take care.